You know, I think it's fair to say that most people would agree there are not many things Meghan Markle, a former cable TV actress, sometimes known as the Duchess of Sussex, Meghan Duchess of Sussex, seemingly feels afraid of. She seems to row her own boat, as they say, you know. I think Lulu recorded that, didn't she? But the bottom line was that when you think she really just kind of thinks, well, what can people say, what can people do that they haven't already said? But it would appear that in this brand new rebranding era of Meghan Markle herself, there are certain people that she's still very cautious of. Shall we just leave it there? She's very nervous, in fact, to make sure that she ruffles feathers or indeed upsets them. Seemingly because, of course, if they come back out fighting, this could literally crush their rebranding. As ever, let me explain. Morning, how are you? Yes, thank you so much for joining me as ever today. Nice to have your company. And as always, I'd like to thank you for supporting the videos. As I often say, there are other things here than royal gossip, but a lot of people say, do you not do anything else? Your choice, your mouse, your option. You know, but for those that did enjoy Ronald Reagan, Jane Mansfield and Mickey Rooney, thank you. Wonderful story that, as I say, when you rewind some of the tapes, you think, I didn't know about that. What a clever man Ronald Reagan was. I just thought he was charismatic, you know, very charismatic guy as a president. You don't necessarily see that so much in any politics of today, do you? Time and a place totally different, you know. Back as ever to your royal story of the day. Now, it's interesting, isn't it? You know, Meghan and her team are trumpeting the fact that she's now back doing something apparently that she's passionate about, podcasting. A bit of a shock, I think, to the ex-royals' bosses, Spotify. I don't think they felt that she was that passionate. Let's not forget, of course, that Meghan couldn't really be bothered to make many episodes, even though they provided her with a studio, a team of producers, editors, and guest getters and guest answerers, apparently, if, of course, Meghan was too busy doing whatever Meghan does all day from the office of Harry and Meghan. You get the picture. But now with this new deal, as I told you, it's not a cracking deal at all. It's very much sort of, you know, you've got to put the effort in to get the money. And apparently this is the deal that she was really looking for in the first place. If that was the case, upturn the money back to Spotify then. I'm sure they'd be very grateful, Meghan. But you see, she's now been advised this by her team, to be very, very cautious about what you say previously about Spotify. And let me explain. You see, if she was to come out and say something like, you know, this was a series that I really should have made the first time, or indeed, you know, I wasn't given the scope, etc. We've already seen the former boss, or should I say the boss, her former boss of Spotify, come out and viciously attack her, calling them both grifters. This was reverberated around the world as very negative PR, something they can't afford to do again. And I've been told from a good source at William Morris Endeavour Agency that Meghan not to ruffle any feathers, because this really is your final chance in this particular chapter. Now, as we've seen before, people like Meghan don't believe in final chances. They believe they know what they're doing and it's up to them and everything will come back. But you see, really, a big company like Spotify, and as I say, Audible very much passed on the opportunity to sign both her and Harry up to continue podcasting. This little company, boutique, is a phrase that people use when it's small. Well, everything hinges on her delivering big names, big guests, and more importantly, making a success of it. If she was to say the wrong thing, literally, Spotify are ready and waiting. And I mean that, ready and waiting. So Meghan, you better get on with it, sister, because the bottom line is, if you don't get it right, they're going to come for you. And even if you do get it right, they're going to say, well, why on earth didn't you deliver that for us? You can't win, can you? Neil Sean in the very heart of London.